This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Resident Evil Code Veronica X. In the last episode, we left the Antarctica facility to head towards the self-help base, but unfortunately, bad luck for Claire. She was Alexia was apparently a real thing or something like that, or Alfred was doing some weird crap, but she made an appearance, knocked Claire out, and now it's up to Chris to see if he can save the day, you know, but we'll just see what happens. I'm going to see if I can try to fight the worm the first time through without killing Juan, so we'll see what happens there. Off screen, I attacked the worm, like with Claire. I went to an old episode to see if I can see what happens if maybe you get something for killing the worm early with the with like something like just whatever, and you weaken him and he runs away from Claire. So it's almost pointless to fight the worm before. Or at least I didn't see any difference from fighting him like on a previous like before, like weakening or whatever. So which means when I was fighting him, I wasted a bunch of grenade launchers on him, basically, because I used just the basic grenade launcher on him to weaken him. And nope, he's about the same. Okay, I was thinking that maybe his health would be lower if you beat him with Claire earlier or something like that, but I don't know. I'm not really. I think I'm probably gonna end up having to hurt him the same amount as I did before. I had to use a ton of like, I had to use like a ton of like grenade launchers to kill him when I was playing as Claire, you know. But I had to use regular grenade launchers, so apparently they must not be that strong, because I had to use like, I don't know, like 12 on him or something like that to kill him. With a bit of, every time you get hit, even if you just accidentally run into him, still does a bit of damage, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny. There we go.
Hold on! Don't give up!
Looks like I can meet my family again. Here. Take this.
What?
She gave this to me as a token of thanks for saving her. I won't need it anymore. Take it.
And for saving Juan, quote unquote, we get Claire's lighter. So that luckily we'll be able to, hopefully with that we'll get a few it's not breathing anymore. Hopefully we'll get a few like items because of that, kind of like when we got the lockpick for giving the hemostat to Juan. I assume, from what I feel like story-wise, Juan will still end up here without giving the hemostat. You just don't get the lockpick, and you miss out on a few items along the way. But yeah, like I was saying, I ended up like attacking the worm with Claire, and there's really no, as far as I know, I think, let's see, how many shots do I have left? 3. I used about the same amount of shots as I did when I was, so yeah, beating the worm early with Claire, as far as I know, leads you no extra benefit. So, you know, other than wasting your ammo. So I would just do what I did the first time through and just ignore fighting the worm the first time. And really, you don't have to fight the worm the second time. I guess if you're doing a speed run or something like that, you could just straight up ignore it. But you know, if you're doing it the first time, might as well do it just so you can get the lighter, so you can have the chance to get some old stuff. So. Alright, well let's, yeah, see, my grenade launcher ammo is a bit differently. Is it different from before? I'll probably just go and bump that off for now. Come back and save that for bosses and stuff like that. Now that we've got the lighter, though, we can get this. I believe I should be able to use it on, whoops. Because didn't it say something about lighting the thing there? No, I wanted to use it. There we go. All right, Chris's little own high percentage item is the submachine gun, the same as Steve was using. I'll put that on. I'll put those on ice for now, though, just to use for later. So save those for end game stuff. Let's see. I've got a heal. Okay, I've got a heal, so I'm good there. So we can come back if I really need to. But yeah, that was a big. Well, I don't know if I'd say it was a twist because you know Claire contacts Leanne to contact Chris, and his face is on the box art. But yeah, all of a sudden, you know, the thing with Alexia happens, and all of a sudden you play as Chris all of a sudden. So I think for the end game, I think you switch back to Claire, but for now we're gonna be, if I remember, I could be wrong, but for now we play as Chris. So I don't know if that's really spoilers because you got to at least encounter Claire again at some point. But it's interesting to have the big man from Resident Evil 1 himself. Too bad he's personality-wise, there really isn't much to him. Chris Redfield's pretty straightforward as a character. That's probably why I always liked Jill a bit more, at least in Resident Evil 1. I mean, I don't know, there's just so many funny... I mean, maybe it's because of the bad B voice acting or something like that, but there's just something funny about Jill's story, you know, with Barry and the Master of Unlocking and all this other stuff. And I don't know, and obviously Chris is hard mode, so, you know, actually, if I remember correctly, I think Chris was hard mode, but if I remember correctly, I think Chris did more damage with his knife than Jill did for whatever reason. I think because he was hard mode, because I think if you play Chris in the original Resident Evil, you only get your knife. Oh, that must be under maintenance. But you can tell that the island is already slightly different from when Jill came in, which begs to differ. What was the point of that alarm with like wasn't the island supposed to blow up or something, or you know whatever? But apparently not, or something. Are you guys gonna follow me so I can try to cheap shot you a bit, or so I don't have to sit and waste my ammo? Well, I'm still probably gonna have to end up, because zombies, depending on where you're at, they'll sometimes just like puke on you, you know, that type of thing. Like if they can't reach you for some reason, like 9 times out of 10 they'll just start retching at you to. Yeah, of course the game wants to be cheap. Not let me. Uh-oh. Ah. Come on. There we go. But you know, I was thinking, I think Chris does do slightly more damage with his knife than Claire, which kind of makes sense. He's physically stronger than probably the two of them are. So it makes sense that maybe he can. I might just end up just shooting with a crossbow. I'm kind of getting annoyed. Well, actually, now that they're out of the way, I could ignore them. I don't even know why I'm trying to kill him, really, when you think about it. I wonder what, oh, there's a bit old bit of blood here. Oh, we can't even go in there. That's blocked off. I know we can't go to every single spot in the island because, obviously, well, I mean, you could technically go through it again, but there's no reason to. We already did all that with Claire. Huh, oh, and yeah, we can't go through can't go through there anymore. I don't think that's open. The door has been welded. It can't be opened. Remember in the cutscene when Ashley or I guess it's Alfred because Alexia is now alive and running around having fun in the Antarctic, which you think wouldn't be a big deal for Chris, which it isn't until he actually gets there. Spoilers, we're gonna end up there eventually. And that's not really a spoiler because you know that's how the story's gonna go. It's not like this game's written by Shakespeare. Not that I'd ever want it to be. I mean, you know, this whole series is supposed to be kind of more B-movie fluff is the best way to explain it, I guess. Oh yeah, that was the item we saw during that one cutscene. It was just some ammo, but hey, you know, an old tank. I wonder why it's here. Well, apparently it's just there for show. I think I remember the first time I saw the scene with the tank when Alfred was messing with it. I thought he was actually going to try to shoot the plane out of the air like some maniac. I was like, I was like, is he really going to hit that airplane with a tank somehow? You know, and the manhole is shut tightly. I can't open it from here. Ooh, what's this? Blue herbs. Oh, and we've got a. I'll hold off on that for now. But yeah, we've got if you can see here, I'm gonna leave it there for now. We've got the shotgun ammo finally. Yeah, for whatever reason, Claire doesn't get the shotgun, but Chris does. If we get lucky and find it. Which makes sense. It's one of those. Well, actually, technically, anyone can use a shotgun. It's just because of the pushback on it. It's a. Oh, I can. Wait, there's a thing in here, right? So I can go grab this stuff. Okay, I'll go and grab that stuff and then go back in. I wasn't. You know, I was thinking that there was supposed to be a safe room maybe right there, but I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, most people can shoot shotguns, but some of them have high kickback, so depending on the type of shotgun you use, you have to be kind of careful. So I guess the way they do it is that certain weapons are more attuned to Claire or Chris. Although, I mean, Chris can use... I mean, the fact that they can both share their inventory means they both can use the same item, so I don't see why Claire couldn't have gotten the shotgun, though. You know, shotgun's one of those good middle-of-the-range weapons throughout any Resident Evil, so the fact that it took forever to get it is kind of sad, really, when you think about it. I guess they just wanted to save it for Chris's debut, you know. It's like, oh, here's Chris. Oh, when I redid the facility off screen to check something out, and I decided to just keep it what I had. Apparently there was a safe I missed in the main sorter room, where in the back corner of the room there's a safe that can be lockpicked, and somehow I missed that every time. But the problem is that the camera angle never shows you the safe, really, not very well, even with the light on. So it's just something I could, you know, miss. So, but hopefully we'll run across the shotgun soon. Because yeah, we've never seen it before. Then again, I probably missed a couple of secrets at the. Oh, sure. Oh, open which. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. No, we'll cancel it. That's probably another clue, which I don't know what the answer is to that. I mean, we could probably figure out, oh, blue herbs, which means there's poison creatures somewhere in this place. Acid rounds, nice. We'll get restored back from using up like a good deal of them on the worm. You know, I've still yet to look up like what's the strongest acid or grenade use. You know, like is it acid rounds or is it like so we'll just put the shotgun shells off for now. Like fire, grenade, or acid. I assume it's fire. I don't know. That just I don't want to try solving that without an actual clue. So we'll come back later. Actually, could I check that map or did I miss that? Maybe I missed it. Let me double check it again before I go on. One of the problems with not playing the game ahead of time or preparing for it is you're not doing the best job as a lava burns forest. Oh, this is the answer. Okay, lava burns forest. So red, green, blue, brown. So red, green, blue, brown. Okay. Red, green. Oh, damn it! Now to redo it. Fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to like skip through the dialogue quickly. But then when I press it, but it's already gotten to the menu, so I'm pressing it wrong. Okay, just green, blue, brown. If I'm reading the puzzle right, which I assume I am. Like I said, I'm not an expert at puzzles, but I can get the gist of. Ooh, what's this? A Luger. Oh, it's a replica. Can you actually use it? It's probably used for a clue. Let's check it out. A replica gun modeled after the Luger. It has a nice decoration to it. It can't be used as a weapon. Son of a bitch. I mean, no. Alright. I think the design of the Luger is cool. The only bad thing is it's mainly associated with Nazi Germany for the most part, so it's hard to like... What's this? Eagle plate. There's a hole where the halberd once was. Oh, battery. Okay, so yeah, we need that. Well, I mean, we run across the spires. Well, I guess the only weapon I really have is my clock. I'm just gonna avoid him. Avoid the noid. If I had the shotgun, I would just. If I had a shotgun, I would just capped his ass, you know. But well, unfortunately, it's now telling us that there's spiders here, which I know spiders can poison. I'm trying to remember the worst time when the spider. I think it was Resident Evil 1 was probably the worst first. Actually, no, Resident Evil 2 had a pretty nasty. I mean, I don't really need to, but yeah, I think no, Resident Evil 2 had some pretty nasty scenes where I had to avoid spiders. Nah, I'd say I had more trouble with spiders because there was even that whole boss that you had to fight, which, you know, obviously if you you know, if you didn't or if you weren't prepared for that boss, I mean, it wasn't like the boss is super hard. It's just the whole you know, you could get poisoned during that fight, you know. So, and there was no blue herbs in that room. The chem storage key. Taking the chem storage key. There's a file. Report enhanced anti-decay alloy. Although we plan to utilize the enhanced anti-decay alloy called diploid to create the storage capsules in the new BOWs, we had to cancel that plan. This is primarily based upon the fact that despite its excellent resistance to all kinds of liquid, including strong acid, it easily dissolves when soaked with a mixture of two chemicals, chemical A and chemical alpha and... That's not omega. Alpha, omega, beta, Z? No, that's not Z. Anyway. Due to the lethal nature of the new BOW, we cannot be too careful in choosing the material for the storage capsules. We have instead decided to use diploid to create the plate portion of the eagle plate, which shines an indigo blue. Clement information. The 8 alpha type is used for the gun maintenance and possesses no conspicuous characteristics. However, the 8... I don't know which one that is. Eta type will change its color to blue to a certain temperature. It's an odd coincidence that the temperature is exactly the same as the date of completion of this training facility. Based upon our analysis of the Zeta type, we believe the Clement possesses more features. As new information is learned, we will update this file. Interesting. I wonder what that means for us. Actually, now that I think about it, I know, well, the spiders weren't here when we played as Claire, but I wonder if those flesh things are still around. Those things are nasty sons of bees, so hopefully we won't run across them, but I won't hold my breath. I'm kind of hoping they were mainly Claire enemies and not Chris enemies.
Who is that?
The king was loved, but the queen was feared.
Alexia? No! She's already fully awake.
Chris, oh little fishy, come see my hook. Chris, I'm sending some company to keep you entertained. Consider this a small welcoming gift from me. Enjoy.
Oh no, Chris has to deal with hunters. God damn it. Which is worse. But yeah, apparently, why would I was about to say, why would Alexa's video be shown here? But I mean, she's in Antarctica, but I guess that it's the Antarctic Air Base has some ties to this place, so I guess it makes sense. But weird how it'd be turned on at the same time. But yeah, I'd almost forgotten about Wesker. Actually, it'd been a hot minute since we dealt with him, so I was like, and I was like, oh no, Wesker. So we can take the ladders, or see. I need to look at the map here. Is there any reason to go back into that? Go back into that safe building there? Let's see. Can we even use the ladder? Hold on. Or can we even use the elevators? Oh yeah, I guess we can. I don't know why. I assume I want to go to the... Hold on, let me go back out really quick before I figure out what I need to do. But yeah, so we got whatever that... I don't know why he sent that robot thing. I don't think we deal with the robot. I think we just deal with the hunters, which maybe it's there to get the hunters, or whatever they're called in this version. So yeah, I guess I have to go to... I guess I have to go to the first floor. That's where I'm supposed to go. Which... Actually, what does the, oh, that's a save point. Oh, that's neat. You know, I never did actually, Oh, I know where that room is. Oh, okay. Is that where we're supposed to go? Well, no, let me see. Usually you can tell by... Because I don't remember where the chem storage room is. I guess it's for that, I guess. At least I think I know where that is. Yeah, it's where that worm thing is. I'm gonna double check this open area first before I go down there, just to make sure. I mean, there's probably no reason to check this way anyway, but... Man, nuts. Oh good, we heard all that fun noise. We'll have to get down there somehow. Whoa! Alright, go back in there in a second. I just want to be on my guard for that, so let's switch back to the... Let's use the crossbow bolts, might as well. And then we'll take that guy out. Finish him off with a knife or whatever, but... So we got spiders, more zombies, obviously. Oh, what the hell? What the fuck? What happened? Did you guys saw that, didn't it? That it just went through the guy? Fuck you, game. That's bullshit. I was shooting at him too, and it was like, nope, I'm not going through that. Ugh, that is fucking bullshit, dude. Fucking made me waste like 10 arrows or some shit because it just stopped wanting to work. And did you notice that, like, I think Chris shoots this faster than Claire does? Oops. At least it's... Well, maybe I'm just imagining things. Still. Yeah, I feel like Chris is, like, doing this faster than Claire is. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to remember where this room is. Oh, okay, this is where... Gotcha, I know where I'm at. This is the top room to tie into that one. I might as well take that guy out, I guess. Waste like 10 things on it. Fuck you. Why does it do that? Did you just see that? It just whipped past him. Like, even though he's clearly attackable, you know? Alright, wait. Hey, what's this? It's a side pack. Ooh. Yes, please. Yeah, we can carry those 2 extra items, because, yeah, Chris didn't have that. Oh, yeah, this is the room where that, like... Oh, yeah, that salamander thing. Does that mean Chris has to fight that thing? Oh man. Well, I don't know how bad that thing is, but yeah, it's probably around here somewhere. Oh yeah, we did hear that electricity in the... There's bloodstain. Bio experiments have been conducted in here. Oh, no. Okay. I guess it wants us to go... Oh no, it can't even go through that room, so it's probably closed off or broken. There's no response. It seems to have been broken due to the fire. So yeah, the reason you come in here is for that, well, obviously this way, but... I wonder if I should go back outside and see if you can... Oh yeah, there's the one with the doorknob is missing. I can't open it. Does this have a fire down there? Yep. Is there anything over here that I can grab, or...? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. So does that mean we're gonna find a doorknob at some point, or? Interesting how they changed the camera angle here. They could have left it the same, but you gotta give them credit, you know, for actually when you come back and redo a place, that you know the whole scene can be completely different depending on your viewpoint, you know. Or do you just change the camera a bit, you know? That's why the old games worked to an extent. I wouldn't say well. I don't know. It might be biased on my part, you know, when you play these games as a kid, you tend to like games more, despite the fact they're probably generally very poorly. The eagle plate was flooding in the sewer. There seems to be a passage below. Okay, so I can't even do anything here anyway, but I thought I'd double check. Okay, so I'll have to go into the second floor. Hopefully get that shotgun soon so we can utilize it against like the hunters and stuff like that. Because shotgun's usually like one of the few weapons that just can straight up like stun something, you know, so that way I can like oh, did I check that key, like what it actually... I don't think I actually showed it off. Key made of metal. The word chemical warehouse is on the tag. Okay. Let's check the first floor. Oh yeah, there are still a few places on this island that I never finished checking at with Claire, so we might be able to finally access them with Chris, maybe. Although I know we shouldn't have access to most of the island, so I don't know like which places we can and can't get into. I guess I'll find out over the course of. Yep, I'm gonna have to use the gun. He's too close to. Whoop! And of course, I unequipped it by accident. There we go. If I had a bit of room, I would. Oh! That's fucking huge. Shit! Fuck. Am I almost dead? Okay, no, okay. Yeah, I better bullet him. Are those the ones when I reset, like, or not reset, when I had to re-go back to an old save, were those the ones I didn't kill? I like to think that those guys respawn anyway, because why not? But I could be wrong. See, this is the room that had... Oh, yeah, this is the room that had the indentation that we opened up as Claire. So it looks like we'll have to solve whatever this is with Chris. Yeah, basically, I mean, well, other than the Antarctic level, basically the second half of the game is... there's a whole... You know, we don't have anything to do with that. We reopen that with Claire. Yeah, technically the second half of the game is actually Chris's campaign for the most part. I mean, it's still Claire's game for the most. Well, actually, I guess you could call it the Redfield's game if you want to be very weirdly specific about things. But something seems to be on the side. I can't open. Yeah, that's that ties in. So I didn't even. Well, actually, I would have had to come back here because of the because I have to find out whatever it is to put in the diorama there. So. Yeah, remember this the first floor. There were some things we were missing there, like and there was that one workbench for the gun that was weirdly there, but we couldn't do anything with. I don't know if there's anything in this area here. Yeah, we had to go down into the creepy water. I'm so. I assume I'll... wait, hold on. The ventilation fan has stopped. Caution, breaker may fail due to overload. In case of failure, raise the lever as instructed. The ventilation device will resume operation. But unfortunately, we can't get there from... Because I assume we can't... If we do go in here, we'll just take damage or whatever, so... We'll need to flip the fan, but we need to get it through the other side, so we'll come back later. That guy was about to eat me while I was like jabbing on or whatever. Jabber job. Okay, so. Hello. Ah, shotgun, but we need something to swap that out with, though, don't we? Because it's that same trick where it's that same trap, or not? I don't know if I call it trap per se. It's the same thing where you have to like find something to substitute it. Yeah, we'll have to find either a blank shotgun or something close to it. Ooh, this doesn't sound ominous at all. 3, 2, 1. Okay, nothing you can check out here. Alright, nothing there. Let's go upstairs. It's the heals. Might have to go back to safe box maybe. And drop off some stuff. Yeah, this ain't creepy at all. Kind of reminds me of Tyrant from Resident Evil 1. Uh-oh, one of these has been opened or something. It seems to be a control panel for the capsule. Push the switch? Not yet. Anything else I can grab here? A large-sized capsule. What is inside? Can I go in? Oh, well, alright then. We'll probably turn around and go back out. Just... Where are we? Yeah, better. I want to check what that capsule thing is first before we do that, if it'll let me. Well, that did something. Let's see what it did before we continue on, of course. Which I'll have to, probably off screen, I'll probably, didn't it drop in this one? Looks like I can't really do anything with it right now. Maybe there's an order to it or something like that. Alright, well, looks like Chris has his own troubles to deal with. He needs to find a way to get off the island, Wesker someone around that he doesn't know about, and some new creature is going to pop up and say hi to Chris from a long time ago. Will we survive? Will we be able to find a way to get to Claire? Find out next time in the next episode of Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.